Board. There we go. Share screen. Awesome. Okay, welcome everyone. It is 11 o'clock, maybe just 1 minute after 2, and let's get rocking and rolling. So good to see everyone here. Awesome. So as a reminder, we just want to know what amazing company that we are in, and make sure you think about your big why. Have that a part of that. So a few things coming up. Let's get through some of these so that we can get on to our awards. Right now, so keep in mind, we've always got our tech bars out there. The next one coming up is it's on every Tuesday and Thursday from 2:30 to 3:30 in the conference room upstairs. So if you have things that you need to figure out for your tech stuff, then come and be a part of that. And it's kind of an open forum. You can get all that worked out. I actually want to, Don, do you want to come up now? I looked for you a second ago, but you must have been hiding from me. Don is doing something pretty awesome, and grateful to have him. Why don't you share with us what you're doing? Come over here so we can see you on Zoom too.
Oh man,
you told
me I am pretty good.
You love being up in front of people.
Yeah, right. I am pretty good about being just a face in the crowd. Now you got me on Zoom.
Yep.
At any rate, all I wanted to talk about today, just real quickly, was so I definitely value being a face in the crowd. I don't view myself as in competition with anybody, and so I tend to stay pretty quiet about what me and my team does. But we put together subdivisions, residential, commercial, whatnot, and we do something unique in those subdivisions, which is we always offer at a discounted price to investors, smaller investors, not large investors. They don't need any more help. So at a discount to pre-sell a few units. So I've stayed pretty quiet about that, but I've got 2 that we're just about to release, and I thought, there's probably people right here in my office that maybe have some investors they work with, or some builders that they work with. So the 2 projects really quickly, one is a townhome project with some commercial as well. It's about a 10-acre development in South Weber. And so that one it would be for the smaller investors. We do require a minimum of 2 doors, but the investor can buy more. And so in exchange for purchasing 2 doors or more and putting 25% down, we give $25,000 off the price that we'll list the owner occupieds for. So that's the deal. Anybody have any interest in that particular project? All right. Okay, somebody come help me hand these out. Just a door? I don't know. Interior doors are about 80 and front doors are about 200. So yeah, on this particular project, the price is on there for the investors. Phase 1 is $385 for the investors, which equals $410 for the owner occupieds. Oh.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
While you're explaining this. So are you guys struggling to find buyers?
Nope.
No. He's not
all
up here because he is struggling. He is up here because he's giving you guys something.
There's already reservations on there. Yeah, no, this was literally, I realized, hey, there's probably people in my office that could benefit from this.
Yeah, I just wanted to, he didn't say that up front. He's not trying to get business because they are lacking. He's trying to give you business before the competition. So I wanted to make that distinction because that's very, very admirable in what he's trying to do. So he's not up here trying to sell you something. He's actually just saying, hey, if you guys want to get in the front of the line. So I think that's really cool about what he's sharing.
That's in alignment with my why.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if you have a flyer, there's a plat, a zoomed in plat, and it shows what units are available for investors, what units are available for owner occupieds. And it does show which ones we already have reservations on. And phase 1, by the way, is units 1 through 40. Phase 2 is not available yet. Phase 2 will be more. Yeah. So though, long story short on those, an investor can buy them, but they have to agree to resell them at when they close on it to an owner occupied, and they can just take the profit. So you can't hold those. Personally, I'm doing 2 of those, but so yeah, D. Oh, great. That's DON. By the way, yeah, no, thank you. Really good question. We do not do bidding wars. The price is the price, and it's first come and first serve. Because consequently, that's also in alignment with my why. So, all right, next one. If anybody has,
Do you want to share with us what your why is?
my why is pretty big with a lot of little subparts to it, right? And so the reason I put together subdivisions like this is and offer these investor units is I have a I have a lot of interest in getting small time investors or regular people into investing, because I have a huge interest in getting more people financially independent. That's a large part of my why. So, all right. So yeah. Do you have another question?
No.
No.
I just love, yeah, you shared a couple of times. Just wanted to hear what that why was. Love it.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah. Who? Oh, yeah.
It's
Hey, I was
Daly's
born
on
the 70s,
Zoom.
so
Jump in, dude.
So go slow here.
Okay, so you said you don't want the investor to hold, you want them to resell to owner occupied. Are you talking about like within a year? Are you talking about immediately? Like,
Yeah,
give
so
me,
sorry, you're at a bit of a disadvantage because you can't see the flyer that got handed out. There's units that they can buy, but do have to flip, but there's also units they can buy and they can just hold. And by the way, in alignment with your question, I'm building these, when I'm putting these subdivisions together, I'm putting it together with the idea that within 18 to 36 months, an investor can resell their unit. And typically, I obviously can't guarantee this, but right now it's working out much better. But typically they can walk away with a net of 30,000 per door within 18 to 36 months. That's the way I'm putting together these subdivisions. I've done that personally multiple times, and investors that I represent, we've done that multiple times. I just think it's a pretty cool thing, particularly for smaller people, because, and the idea with that is build up your reserves, build up your money, and then go get some bigger stuff to really get that financial independence going. But you're welcome to hold them as long as you want. With the exception of the few units in here that if an investor does want to buy, they're going to agree contractually to immediately resell them once they're completed to an owner occupied. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you for the clarification.
So when I say pre-sell, I'm not kidding. So, yeah. So the anticipated, and we can't guarantee this yet, but the anticipated start date for this townhome project, for the infrastructure portion, we're anticipating starting in June. Anticipating. It's not entirely up to us, right? There's a city involved. So that being said, in phase one, from the date the infrastructure starts, it's probably going to be 18 months before we get occupancy permits. And some people will say, well, that's a long time to have my money tied up. Yeah, it's also a long time for the value to go up. So I guess just depends on if you see the value or the cost. That's up to you. As of today, that's what it is. Yeah, this isn't, I would say the only projected pricing right now are the owner occupieds because we're not offering those yet. And there's always for phase one investor, yes. We're putting them on the MLS this week. So I'm taking way more time. So real quickly, we do something similar with single family lots. So we have a new project coming up in Santaquin. I don't know, it's roughly 65 to 70 lots. What we like to do in those is pre-sell to smaller builders. So if any of you are working with smaller builders, raise your hand and we'll hand you this. Who helped me before hand these out?
I can help.
Okay, give them one of each, please. I'll Venmo you.
Here, help me. That one's separate. So one of each of these.
Yeah, one of each of those.
Who wants-
It's
raise your
phase
hands.
1 and 2.
So
So-
give them one of yours too.
So yeah, we like to offer lots in these subdivisions to the smaller builders.
Did you want one?
These are the people doing, 5 to 30 homes a year. It's getting very difficult for them to find lots anywhere right now. I aim to make a difference at that. This is the first of several coming. So this phase 1 will be starting the infrastructure roughly in June as well. Phase 2 will be about 90 to 120 days behind that. If you want more information on the location and whatnot, it's a great location. Typically, all our locations are really great locations. Yeah. Don't say it. I hate to tear down. It's a grove. It's like, I think it's an apple orchard and it's stressing me out to. So I've actually got one of my team members, I gave them an assignment yesterday of how to organize some volunteers to come and pick that fruit and get it to people who could use it. Anyway. Nothing. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I'm done. That's it. I'm out. Thank you.
Who appreciated that? Thank you, Don. One of the values of being in a brokerage, we've got a lot of people that we have opportunities like that. And again, I just grateful for someone who wants to, who's just saying, hey, they're not like starving for buyers. And so this is a good way for us to get ahead of the pack. So thank you. I think there was that second sheet. Don, I think we might need a couple. Did you run out, Jake? The second one, which was yeah. So maybe we can come and find you another time. That. Which is upstairs towards the northwest end of the office, top floor. Yep. Tell us the name of your group, your team. So you'll see that on his plaque outside of his door. Thank you, Don. That's awesome. All right. So book club, let's zoom through some of this. We've got the new gold standard, and this is weekly every Thursday at 10 a.m. Tech class, real estate forms. This is not just your entry level form. This is strategy and going beyond just the REPSI. So this is February 16th at 11. Tech classes orientation. The next orientation is the 24th at 10 a.m. Coffee and donuts with broker Rich, Friday, the 3-4. Is that March 4th? Is that what that? Okay, March 4th. And Ignite, that's coming up on March through the 11th in the mornings. And our next Meet the Masters, who knows Becca Summers? She's she's an amazing agent in the Westfield office. So she is coming in and she is going to talk to us about her business has shot up. She was her and I were in kind of a little bit of a mastermind group about 4 or 5 years ago. And so it's been fun watching the business that she has created. So how to build a consistent business and get off the roller coaster of real estate. She's a great example of that. So put that on your calendar, March 10th. Family reunion is this week. The time of this one, 1 to 2. These are all in an email that either was, I believe it, Sammy already sent that out. So if you didn't see the email, again, I'll continue to say this. If you don't get those emails, don't unsubscribe because it's so hard to get these afterwards. But let us know if you're not getting them so we can make sure that you're seeing all the cool and amazing content that we are providing here. Keller Williams family reunion is this week, and we are excited to, if you guys still have a desire to go to that, we can figure out how to make that happen. So please come and let us know because we're down to the wire here. Welcome to the team. So we have a few people that we want to celebrate them joining our office. If you are in the room as I say your name, then please stand up. And if you happen to see them through the halls or something like that, then please reach out and give them a warm welcome. Justin Cromer, Larry Vance, Adam Albrecht, hopefully I'm saying that last name right, Brian Swan, Adriana Rico, Nicole Jones, Christian Sandoval, and Brian Ebert. We are happy to be in business with all of you. So if you see them, give them a warm welcome. All right, so let's move forward with our awards. These are all the month of January, and we want to have a picture. Sammy, where do we want to do pictures for people coming up? Over there on that wall. So we want to have your picture not only for you that you can use for your own I'm amazing social media posts, build some credibility and some business for you and your clients, but also we want to recognize you here in the office. So we want to start off with our first awards. We have Nick, do you have this one? Nick.
Oh, perfect. I wrote something really great. But I don't have it with me. So, but Rena is the bomb. She's always helpful, friendly. She's always got a smile on her face. She brings the energy. So we're really lucky to have Rena, and she does not, I think of Rena as she's someone who never takes the elevator. She always takes the stairs. She just does the work. She makes it happen. No excuses. So we're really lucky to be in business with you.
Yes. That is amazing. And we have our culture. Oh, don't change it yet. Okay. We're going to wait, pause for effect. Lori took it personal a little bit. All right, and next, because I don't want to spoil it, tell us who is next.
Our cultural icon of the month is Lori Erickson. Woo! Anyone that knows Lori knows that she is willing to help absolutely anybody. She spends a lot of time talking to people in her office, that's including me, just helping in whatever way she can, even if it's not real estate. She's a good friend and she's a good mother and she's a really good realtor, of course.
Yes. This is very well deserved. And Lori, we love you. Great job. All right, profit share. So profit share is something the office and KW in general gives back a ton of money, about 40, just under 50%, about 48% of all the profit. And so we want to celebrate people who have earned $100 or more in the last month. Tyler, Nick, Caprice, Emily, Carrie, Becky, and Eden. Yes. Home run. This is everyone who has sold a home, got a home under contract. And so they have a closing under contract and a new listing all in the same month. And that is Clint, David, Emily, Heather, Janet, Tyler. Not, I was gonna, if you are on this list, come up here. And yeah, keep coming. The names are still going. Amy, Andrew, Becky, Brian, Chase, Chris, Jared, John, Katrina, Keaton, Cody, Melissa, Mike, Nate, Patria, Raj, Ryan, Scott, Sandra, Shirley, Steve, Tom, Tracy, and Zula, I believe. Yep. And Zula, this is a closing, a listing, and an under contract, all in the same month. Congrats, you guys. And first listing. So this is well worth celebrating, getting a first listing here with KW. I want to celebrate George, Janet, Cassandra, and the other Janet Zimmerman. Yep. Yes, you. Once we read the next one. First closing. So this is Arena, Janet, and Taylor. We have one. Oh, those are the two there. Yes. Come up and celebrate. Take some pictures together. While they are taking a picture, we're going to celebrate our cappers. This is 100% commission. This is a great day where everything after this is 100%. So we're celebrating Zula, Brent Bright in the back, Tracy, Brian Hurd, Tammy, and Becky. Whoop, whoop. Come up here. So you guys need to see these.
One of them is here and one of them is back ordered. So the one that's here, if you want this one, is this really cool suede and fur leather branded blanket. Super cool. The other one that is coming the end of March, so if you want to wait and collectors, you can. It's kind of a knockoff Stanley Cup, kind of like what Lori Erickson's got in front of her there, that's branded for KW South Valley. So if you want to wait for the cup, you can, or the blankets are bomb. But congratulations.
Yes.
Oh, we still have hats.
Brent, take a picture up here and choose what you want. Those pretty cool. Yeah, that is. I want a cab just to get the blanket. Those are cool. Contracts closed individual. So we've got Jared Hansen, 10 units, just over 7 million. Annie Cannon, 5 units. Amy Gibbons and Jason Judd, 3 units each. Those are the closed individual. Let's give them a round of applause. I don't think I see them in the room. The contracts closed team member, Ryan Pettit, just under 10 units. Justin, Michael, Brian, Tyler, and Patria. Awesome. Closed units and team members. Seen anyone? Yep. They're all closing deals. Contracts written team member. We've got Tim, Brian, Emily, Michael, Justin, and Scott, ranging from 1.1 million to almost 5 million. That's awesome. That's cool. Contracts written individual. Jared with 10 units. Annie, is this a repeat? This isn't a repeat, is it? Or is it just looks like these guys are doing the stuff? Yep. That might be a little bit of there, but contracts or listings taken individual, Annie Cannon 4 with 4.3 million. Listings taken team member, Heather Roxburgh, 5 million or 5 units, almost 5 million, and Brian with 4 units, just over 2 million. And, oh, let's give them a round of applause before we move on. So we're moving on to our Crimson Club. These are the people that, so we have a gym. You guys have seen that Crimson gym, that diamond. It's real. It's worth millions of dollars. And if, so we have one for the individual, the team, and the group, first place as usual. So first off, we've got the Crimson Club for individual. Jared Hansen, 14 units, $8.7 million in real estate. And if I didn't say this, so the Crimson Club is the combination of a closing, a listing taken, and an under contract. The 3 of those all cumulative in 1 month. Annie Cannon comes in second place with 9 units, almost 9 million in volume, and Amy Gibbons, 3 units, almost 2 million in volume. Let's give them all a round of applause. January was a very sparse month, not only in our office, but all around everywhere. So this is well worth celebrating. Okay, we've got our group awards. We've got South Valley proper with 23 units, just under $19 million. Is anyone from South Valley proper here? Wanted to make sure I'm not missing, because we will have their gyms ready for them. Be Heard, 22 units, just over 11 million, and Roxburgh Group 18.2, just over about 13.5 million. Let's give all of them a round of applause. And did I miss? I'm kind of scanning to make sure. Is anyone here from those? They're out closing deals as well. And we've got the team category. We've got the Carmody Group, 12 units. That's awesome. Love seeing Mike up there, just under 6 million in production. And Lacey Stevens' team, 9 units and just over 8 million, and 4111, just under 9 units, about 9 million in production. That's amazing. And let's give them all a round of applause. One of the things that, because we have a little bit, and I was actually going to ask him while he was up there, but I'm going to put my friend, Trent. Will you come up here? Who wants to see Trent come up here? This is totally peer pressure. Trent, yes. Don't be embarrassed. This guy, this is going to be like, I'm so grateful that you are here. Thank you for being here, and thank you for letting me bring you up on the spot.
I knew it.
You knew it. So I know. No, we love him. He'll come back.
Because I'm super shy.
No.
In a group audience like this. In person, I'm not.
Yeah, Trent is amazing. He's an amazing human being and so generous. If you guys see, so this is all just outside of production and everything. Like, he's never trying to be forefront and his name up there on top as far as like generosity. But if there is anyone asking for donations or asking for help, there is no one that I see that is more giving than this man right here. He receives a lot and he gives a lot. And if there's anything that I can say just up front, I'm grateful for that example and someone who does that and shows it to all of us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Trent, I am hoping that I can take this time because you're here and you're in the spotlight. I know you're so mad at me. He's going to be so mad at me after, but we're good friends. So tell us a little bit, like, I would love to know, what is your business like? Will you share with us what your business is like, what you do? You do something very different than what a lot of us do. And I'm hoping that if you're willing, I would love to know if there's questions that come from the audience that you're. Okay. So tell us, what does your business consist of and what does that look like?
I have to use this.
For Zoom, it will help
Okay.
our Zoomers. Otherwise, they won't hear you.
So I'm a hotel broker. I own and operate Apex Commercial Real Estate Services. And really, really unique, but I feel like God kind of has his hand in my life and has directed me towards hotels. So I had a residential real estate license, a real estate license, and I was doing residential real estate. And I also owned an insurance agency. And a gentleman by the name of Jitendra Patel asked me to come and insure his hotel. So I insured the hotel. On the front of my card, I had insurance. On the back of my card, I had my real estate card. And when I went to insure his hotel, he noticed that I had a real estate license. And he said, hey, can you help me find a hotel? And I'm like, a hotel? And I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, tell me more. I was like, I have a background in the car business. So I've learned how to pre-qualify people. And I'd be like, well, can you talk to me a little bit about, your credit? Can you talk to me about like how much money down you guys might have? And to make sure he qualifies. I said, how much are you looking for a hotel for? Like, how much are you looking to spend? He's like, I don't know, somewhere between 3 million and 20 million. Like, whoa. So, I'm pretty smart. 600,000 at, 6% is $18,000. And so I'm like, well, $10 million, 6%, 600,000. Whoa, So I got to know this gentleman very well. He became one of my best friends, and him and I would walk every morning, and I got to know him and his family. He and his family own 150 hotels between the three of them. Pretty impressive family. They came here with nothing, $1,500 to be exact. So getting to know this gentleman was pretty, I was pretty lucky. Anyhow, so what I do is I broker hotels. And similar to residential, just instead I'm selling hotels, same thing.
So Trent, you are successful what you are. Have you always been successful?
No, not always.
Are you willing to share a little bit of your backstory?
Yeah, so does everybody know Scott Hardy here in the office? He evicted me out of my townhome that I rented from him. Yeah, so I was going through a really hard time. I went through divorce and some other things like that really hurt my life, but it taught me a lot. I think that everything that I've been working up to now had a purpose and had a reason. And I went from negative 400,000 to millionaire in 3 years. So if that doesn't give any of you guys inspiration, I think it should, because that means that any of you guys can do it too, from 0 to 1 million. I'm writing a book about it. It's going to be really neat. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. My second book will be 1 million to 2. So that's going to be really neat. But
He's already started on that one too.
no, I haven't. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous up here, but anyhow, I think a few things that I would like to share is at one point in time, I had nothing. And I think that some of us all face difficult times. And from those times, there's always a lesson, and you may not know it now, but you'll know it later. But I feel like I'm able to make a difference in a lot of people's lives today. And I encourage you to just keep fighting, even if it's problems at home or problems with your kids or problems in real estate. I think my mom always told me that this too will pass. So I think of that a lot, and I keep fighting.
What would you say is your key to success today?
persistence and perseverance. Persistence and perseverance, no doubt. Because I'm not smarter than anybody in this room. I might work harder than
He is.
I work until morning from nighttime. And I work 7 days a week, not 5.
I want to know if people have questions. And with that, like he is such a tenacious person. In your office and see what you're doing when your business. He's one that he's a go-getter. Go and get after it and figure it out and create. If it's not there, he'll create it and get it done.
We got some really exciting news that it's coming to Apex too. Some really exciting things. We just hired our own in-house legal counsel, which is going to be really neat. You guys probably know of him, Brian Swan. He's an attorney and also the director of Stringham Real Estate School. And we're getting ready to open our doors to residential real estate agents to introduce them to commercial CR. And we're going to be holding classes. I haven't got with you yet about this, but this is talks we just had last night that we want to introduce residential real estate agents to commercial real estate as well. This is going to be a way that I can give back because I get a lot of questions from a lot of different people. When they announced that, this is really embarrassing, but when they announced that I was the #1 agent worldwide for Keller Williams in 2019, I can't believe the amount of calls, texts, emails, people who were wanting to set meetings. I just didn't have as much time as I wish I could have given to them. But this is going to be a way for me to kind of share our story, but also introduce residential real estate agents to the commercial real estate world and answer any questions. That brings me to another thing. We are going to start a program where we're going to start accepting referrals if you don't want it. If you don't want to do it yourself, we'll do it for you and share 25%, or we will train you during that time to walk you through the entire process. That's really to basically help. It is a different animal than residential. And there's a lot of things you got to be very careful because there's, in commercial real estate, they have attorneys. And you got to be very, very careful of that situation. So I think pretty soon we'll have that introductory class here soon, probably by sometime in March, and then start introducing people to that. So super cool.
Do you have, I'm hogging the question. So after this, I'm going to ask you guys if you have questions, but do you have something that you feel is your purpose or your, and that you feel resonates really with you that why do you do all this? And maybe the direction that you're looking to go as far as your goals so that we know what you're looking to do.
So I really think that you're asking me what my why is. And I think like all of you who have children, my wife, my kids too, but I have a little girl with autism and she's 15 and she'll probably never work a real day in her life. So she works at Apex, right? And my little girl is the most special thing to me in my entire life. And I feel like God gave me her to settle me down, but also to teach me lessons. And when you have a daughter with autism or special needs, you learn that your life ain't that bad real quick. And the problems that I have, when I look at her, she's kind of like my rock, because I realize my problems aren't that bad, right? This little girl don't have friends. She can't interact with anyone because she does quirky things. So my why has developed around Audrina, and my why is to build big enough, strong enough, why I can to turn over to my son Zaxton so that he can take care of her with the same lifestyle as Audrina has today. And Audrina is very spoiled. Whatever she wants, she can have. And it's the little things that make her happy, like an iPod or iPad or iPhone. So I make sure those kind of things happen. We buy 2 iPhones a year. So as soon as one's announced, I gotta go buy it. The most recent one was like an iPhone 13 mini. Dad, I want that mini, Like, well, I just bought you the iPhone 13 Pro. Like, can you use it a little longer? Nope. Like, all right, sis, let's go get it. So she's my why. What I owe my success to. I mean, my why is a little bit bigger than that, though, to be honest. It's not just my daughter. That's my main focus. But my other parts of my why is to make a difference and make an impact on people's lives. And I don't think just like my life, my team members' lives, my family's life. I mean, make a difference in my clients' lives. I really think that I'm changing their lives. I've taken one of my clients, for instance, owned a hotel in downtown Salt Lake City, and I sold it for $7.4 million. And then in my brain kind of works a little bit different than most people's. I feel like sometimes, and I'm like, hey, how, like, what is my mission in my life? Like, how do I set myself apart from every other commercial real estate broker? Some of these guys I'm going against are in the big box. Like, nobody knows about Keller Williams commercial, right? Commercial. But we're gonna make it. We're gonna change that, and I already have. We're respected in the hotel business, Keller Williams commercial. I feel like we put us on the map. And they call it, in the commercial side, they call me a disruptor because I came in from nothing, and I own 70% of the company. It's really cool. And now we're moving on into other markets. That is super cool, in my opinion. We broker hotels all over the United States. We've closed recently. I'll give you some examples just so that this kind of understand that this can go besides the top, right? We brokered a deal in Bradenton, Florida, the Comfort Inn in Omaha, Nebraska, the Days Inn in Chicago, Illinois. Thank you so much. I needed that. Guys, I'm so nervous, so I hope I'm doing okay for you.
You're awesome, Trent.
Yeah, well, thank you. You know, this is actually a really honor to be up here in front of you guys. I can't even believe to be recognized like this or to like be able to help in any way I can. I'm here for you guys.
I want to say I've been trying to get him up here for a long time.
This was a trick.
This was a trick.
He tricked me today. He says, "Hey, you guys,
So,
you gotta be here." So
I hope he's
okay.
not mad at me after this, but no, this is something that, yeah, you have a lot to bring. And I think, I hope it fills you up too. Like this is something that we all benefit.
Because this is something I want to do.
So,
I want to give back to residential agents, commercial agents. I want to tell people my story. I want to share that because I think it's an inspiration. I lost everything, and I mean everything. And then in 3 years, made $1 million. That's pretty cool. Kind of used my house to go through it. And it was a very tough scenario. And then, you know, I broke it over 100 million in real estate. That's pretty crazy. I never thought I could do that. And I had one paycheck that was $500,000. What in the freaking heck, right? And I couldn't even believe it. I listed a property recently that I'll share with you guys, and if it wasn't for litigation. Oh, sorry about that. I feel like I'm like Justin Bieber, like I'm about ready to put on a concert. Anyways, so I share kind of some of these bulletin points. I care about the money, but that's really not the purpose. But I know that it inspires other people to hear the dollar values at times. The biggest deal I ever done was recent. It was a Cliff Rose Resort in, oh no, that's not the biggest deal. So recently I was a part of a $50 million transaction. One deal. So that was pretty cool. It got a little hairy, but that was really neat. What other things should I say? Well, guys, some of the clients that I work with are so crazy. I'm not gonna joke, you guys. These people are nuts. Like, they said, "Hey, meet me in Ogden." Like, okay, sent me an address. I showed up. All of a sudden I had people rolling out the red carpet for me, literally. Walk into this place, obviously it's an airport. I walk in, they're getting me candy and they're getting me soda and drinks and stuff. This lady's taking really good care of me. I'm like, this is really weird. And then I board a jet. I'm not talking just like an ordinary jet. I'm talking like this building. Get on there. They're offering chocolate. This little lady's cruising around. Hey, you want some chocolate almonds? I'm like, sure. You know, would you like a drink? I'm like, sure. Anyway, in 39 minutes, we were in Moab. I was like, whoa. Because usually I wake up at 6 in the morning to drive there. I drive there often. 4 hours. And then 4 hours home, right? So to be there in 39 minutes, pretty wild. Some of the groups I've served is the Disney group. Recently, Roy E. Disney. It's pretty wild to me. And I've served the McKinnon family, which is the owner of the Holiday Inn Express, which is just insane. And the Garn Group, Garn Development, a lot of you guys probably know about him, but he's an impressive gentleman. That's whose jet we were on. To answer your question, I stated that these clients are a little bit weird because some of them can move so quickly because they write checks. So I sold them 2 properties and they closed in 21 days, start to finish. Never seen that before. Normally, an average commercial transaction is 90 days to 120. So start to finish. But the clients that I'm working with are very intellectual, very intelligent, very sophisticated. So it's different. Like in the residential world, we're trying to protect our clients, right? We're trying to make sure, it's almost like we're looking out for them. And we want to make sure that we look out for their best interest and like dot our I's and cross our T's and, you know, protect them against mold and all these other things. Part of being a residential agent is kind of being their leader or, you know, teaching them or making, you know, just making sure. In commercial real estate, it's not the same. You're more of an investment advisor. You're trying to find properties that get a return, the capitalization ratio. In commercial real estate, they're looking for cap rates. So there's only 2 problems in the world, right? Not enough money or too much money. And the people I serve have too much money. That's my analysis. And those people have money on that they need to deploy. Otherwise, inflation is eating up their money. So they need to invest this money to put it to work to get their returns. And so those are the people that I have found that I serve. It's an interesting group of individuals. But to learn the way that they live their life is so interesting to me. And I think that if everybody could learn a little bit from them like I have, you start to pay attention to, it changes your mindset from scarcity to abundance. You start to think differently. You think about helping others. You think about, like, you become grateful that you're like, recently, guys, you know, my success has just barely happened, just so you all know. I think it was like 5 years ago that Scott Hardy evicted me out of my condo. Okay. And then 3 years later, made $1 million. And
He's such a jerk. That's
yeah,
Scott.
that's Scott Hardy, that guy, you know.
Just kidding. We love him.
No, I do love him. He actually taught me a lot of great lessons and he was so helpful. I said, please, Scott, hang in there with me. I promise it's going to be worth it. I promise. So I sat down with him and mapped out a timeline, and I didn't know when the timeline was actually going to happen. So it's like, hey, I can't do this, you know. But I was like, just help me, and I'm going to make it. A lot of people thought that my dream was a little wild and a little bit crazy, but I just had this inspiration, and I think from God, that it was, don't give up. No matter what, don't give up. And there's multiple times I went back to Jitendra Patel and said, I can't do this. It's too hard. You know, I'm an expert in the car business, and thought I could go and get a job at a car dealership and be a manager and make 6 figures, and I'll be fine. And for some reason, I felt compelled to stay with this no matter what it took. And so I did that. And wow, it's been an interesting ride. But so now what's different is, what else should I share?
Let's see if, is anyone have questions? Can I give this to you real quick?
So a couple comments. I've known Trent since those days and Price, and when I was the MCA here, and it is so amazing to watch the journey for a lot of you, and it's been amazing for Trent. And just another point, Trent is that person that every step of the ladder that this guy goes up and up and up, he never takes another step without turning around and grabbing someone else and saying, okay, let's go. And another person that reminds me of is our OP, Emily. And by the way, this brokerage is full of those personalities. So I just want to bring up that I love that Trent's here. And I feel like how you came here was just like some twist of fate. And it also is so in line with our culture and so in line with just what's oozing in these halls. So I just love that about you. Don't make me cry.
That actually, Kimber, I'm actually really grateful that you mentioned that, because there's a lot of things that I like to think, a lot of people I like to think. And Emily Laurie's one of those people that I really feel grateful for, because she brought me to Keller Williams, and that this time it was Riverton office. And I'm so grateful for the culture that Keller Williams has introduced me to. To also change my feelings and my mindset, just being a part of Keller Williams, but also this team, so many unique individuals a part of Keller Williams. There's no question in my mind that we're a part of the best damn brokerage that there is. There is no better, my personal opinion. I'm a broker myself, so I could easily, with a flip of a switch, start my own brokerage. And everybody asks me, why don't you start your own brokerage? Why are you doing that? That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, it may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. And it's because I feel like I'm a part of the best damn brokerage there is. And I truly mean that. That's not brown nose. And I believe in our ALC. I believe in our structure. I believe in Emily Laurie. If you can't believe in her, you can't believe in anybody, right? I believe in Kimber. I believe in Amy. I believe in Cammie. I believe in Tyler. I feel like if you look at the people that we have on our leadership team, every single person in this brokerage is on a dime ready to help you. Even our culture, like Nick Gonzalez, watching him and what you've done, I love you, because you give so much back. I appreciate that. But I watch every person a part of our company turn to each other to help each other. And I love that. You know, some of the things that they've done for families, like the renovations and of houses and Red Day and all this stuff. I'm like, who doesn't want to be a part of something like this, right? They're like, well, hey, you can save a lot of money by just starting your own brokerage. I'm like, if I left this brokerage, I would lose a lot of money. And people don't realize why. And there's a few different reasons: mindset, culture, community, and life isn't just about money. Once you know, something that's so interesting, guys, that I want to share with you. On my vision board at home, guys, vision boards are powerful. They really work. On my vision board at home, I had a Lamborghini. And I'm like, I'm going to own a Lamborghini. And I would tell myself this a lot. And there's been a long time I've been able to go in there and write a check for a Lamborghini if I want to. But in my head, I wanted to get to a certain place before I bought that Lamborghini that my assets paid for my Lamborghini. So I bought a hotel. Now I'm a hotel owner. Crazy. So I bought an independent hotel, completely renovated it, remodeled it, and converted it to a Best Western, which is super cool. If any of you guys ever want to stay there, let me know and I'll comp you guys for free. Best Western, Brigham City. So I own the Best Western in Brigham City. I bought it from Crystal Maglet and Chuck Maglet. You guys know who those people are? Talking, these are some of the biggest names in the commercial real estate arena. We're talking a company that values in the billions, Maverick, Crystal Maglet. And just so you know, ladies, if you don't know her, you should. You want to talk about a powerhouse? You'll know in this world sometimes women don't give themselves enough credit. Let me just tell you what Crystal Maglet has done so good. Like the ceiling, there is no ceiling in real estate, residential. You women are incredible creatures and do anything you guys want. Crystal Maglet is a pure example of that. She started Maverick. Maverick has like 674 stores. Holy smokes, worth billions. We bought her hotel, Crystal, in Brigham, which is so cool. So that was an experience. But my point is on that Lamborghini, I bought that hotel because I needed that income to pay for my hotel. I didn't realize the hotel was going to pay for my house, groceries, all my living expenses, and a Lamborghini or two if I wanted. But anyways, I went to the Lamborghini store, purchased a Lamborghini right here. And I went in there and I said, what the hell do I want this Lamborghini for? I'm just doing it to show off. So I'm buying this for everyone else. I'm not buying this because I want this. I'm buying this just to show off. I have the money to write a check for it. And like, I don't want this. So it's interesting that once you have money and you can buy anything that you want, not anything, right? I'm not rich, but I make good money, so I can buy most things that common people want to buy. And with that being said, your life changes and your real why starts to show. And I've really found that I want to help others and I want to make an impact in that one. That's what my life comes down to. It's not about that stuff. What it's really about is making a difference. So I hope to be a part of your guys' lives in the future. If you guys have any questions, I'll answer. Good?
Awesome. Trent,
Guys, thank you. I'm sorry. I wish I was awesome, but I can't do that. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Love
Yep.
you, buddy.
this was such a treat. So grateful we could snag him secretly and trick him into this. But if you didn't get a nugget in there, if nothing else, like there's some mindset. I noticed one of the things, like what he said, I'm not rich. To a lot of people, he is. But think about where his mindset is. Like that alone, like what he didn't say is something to learn. Like there's little nuggets in all of that. And like he's dealing with multi-million-dollar people every day, and that's just running. So I'm grateful for, thank you so much, Trent. And let's give him one more round of applause. Just thank you for your time. Sincerely, thank you very much. He's amazing. Yep. Thank you very much. And again, I'm grateful to be a part of this group. I mirror what he said and the reason why I'm here as well. So thank you. And let's make it another great week. Thanks, everyone.